Hello and welcome to another Disney Pixar video, and today we are going to talk about Cars 3 from 2017. New cast member in this movie are Cristela Alonso playing Cruz, Bob Peterson as Chick Higgs. Fortunately enough, Michael Keaton got replaced, and Armie Hammer playing Jackson Storm. Starting with the movie where Lightning McQueen and other cars have a more big giant race around the world, and then this was actually I don't know if this was before or to the time of Cars 2, or this is the time like before of just the original Cars movie, because I know for fact Lightning McQueen actually went on a big giant history where enough he won a lot of finals and winning a lot of Piston Cups. So who knows if this was actually the time he did it. And so this was probably his best moment and his best time. So that's what it looks like from the movie. And then there was also like other people, even with Mr. King was also having his own companion, like as his own racer and stuff, to be out there, and also like won over Lightning McQueen, and there's other friends. They really got along together, or probably the most like popular ones at the time and stuff. So it just seemed like more of a like how the history of Lightning McQueen becoming of like historic race car driver. And then, fortunately enough, there was a new racer came along in the race, and it was actually Jackson Storm, and now he is like the new winner overall because he's just a lot faster than the others. More of race cars before or now to like retiring, or they don't want to do it and stuff. So now there are new crews to the racetrack and stuff with these brand new race car looks, because they look more as modern like day race cars drivers and stuff, where enough of these look like much older forms of cars and stuff. So they're trying to get into more fast and speed type of situation, and also cool new looks as well as because I think in Carl Weathers was also trying to like retire at the time and stuff. It's kind of crazy to think about that and stuff, because now people are saying like Lightning McQueen is becoming like old and stuff. It's weird to think about that, because like you don't think about like these characters have an age thing, because they're not humans, like that's the weirdest thing about this. And then while the race, this really like hits hard a lot and stuff, where enough he is trying the best he can to just fight into it, because like he's much like close to like, because he wants to beat Jackson Storm, because Storm is mostly like a rude person in a way, and Lightning McQueen wants to beat him. And so fortunately it feels like he's putting all the max of what he wants to do, but I think in the pressure just gets to him and stuff, and then just more other racers right now are new to the race and stuff, are just a lot better than him and stuff. So he's kind of like losing in a way, and he's not really focused, and he's just mostly focused on beating like one specific like person, by not really focusing on the race, by that's just what that is and stuff. And having him losing no control of the race, and he's going more back and back, and more race cars are just passing him over and over and stuff. And it's just it just looks sad, because like this is like what we've seen before in Cars and, in this time and stuff. Like, you want to cheer the main character in a way. Like, yeah, in the first movie at the very end, where enough when we had the King, Lightning, and Chicks fighting for the Piston Cup because they won on a three-way tie and stuff. And unfortunately for seeing the King wiped out and stuff, he was willing to fact enough to lose a game to help a friend out and don't care about winning so much and stuff, because winning's not about everything and stuff. Having good sportsmanship is a lot better by being cocky and, selfish in a way and stuff. So those things come along when somebody shows up and thinking of they're like the best and of it. So it's hard to see Langley McQueen going downhill with this, where enough of he only cares about being the best, and that's a hard thing to understand about that. And so fortunately for his losing his focus, it also damaged himself by flipping over and over and stuff, having a big giant crash and beating himself up. It's like it's we never seen this, it's rough, it was really rough to see. We probably saw it in the trailer when it came out and stuff, like, oh wow, like what's gonna happen and stuff. We just never seen this and stuff. And especially for like the main character to go down that way, it's just hard to watch. And then Lightning went to a Rusty's training area, and also meeting Cruz as his training partner. And then he was basically went on the simulator and stuff, and he was just not ready for it and stuff. And then fortunately he went all crazy and pretty much crashed the whole thing and broke it. There was a crazy race with Lightning and Cruz together, and it was against like a crazy devil like school bus. We are now going to the past, where enough we realize of Doc had a rookie, same thing like Storm, and he did like a big giant move on him. Lightning is training with Cruz, and then they had a last race, and then Cruz fortunately beat Lightning, and just shows enough of Lightning just cannot race anymore and stuff. So just seeing somebody don't really have a whole lot of experience, and fortunately beating something because, again, he wants to keep racing and be better. And then we have a big race in Florida, and Lightning actually let Cruz to put in her spot, on his spot to race. So yeah, Cruz is in the race. And then Cruz did a crazy move on Storm, like similar like Doc did, as also the number 95 with Lightning McQueen and stuff. So like that's now like Lightning McQueen is now like the coach in a way and stuff. And unfortunately, she is the one won the whole race and stuff. And then fortunately for that, having the same number as Lightning McQueen, because Lightning McQueen actually started the race and Cruz ended the race, they both won first place. Lightning got a new look. Easter eggs, we basically have the Pizza Planet truck in the crazy race Lightning and Cruz had. A113 was literally on Starling's office door. that's basically it for Cars 3. I actually really like Cars 3. I think it's a lot better than Cars 2. I think Cars is more iconic in a way, but Cars 3 did had a good ending to for Cars 3 and stuff with these new characters and stuff. So that's a most biggest thing we had, and I just thinking it was also cool to lately having relating of stuff of his own trainer by Cruz, Ramirez in a way, and fortunately for that, she was big fan of Lightning McQueen and also want to race in her life and stuff, and so Lightning basically made her dreams come true and stuff, and that was a very sweet moment at the time and stuff, and anyone can be like a racer and stuff. We're going back to Ratatouille. Anyone can cook. Anyone can do anything and stuff. Don't make other people, tell you you cannot do this, because, if this is your thing, you gotta go for it. Fill your dreams. But yeah, that's pretty much of that. The new Disney Pixar movie we're going to talk about is Coco. And there was actually Easter egg Coco in this movie where enough of one of the cars was trained by Cruz was actually watching the movie of Coco on the screen. So that's something. So yeah, so hopefully you guys are hyped for Coco. I am honestly really excited for that because I seen that movie, I enjoyed it, so I'm actually really excited to talk about that to you guys. Today, my family actually celebrate my birthday today. My birthday, well, fortunately for me recording today and stuff, today is not really my birthday because today is Sunday of the 12th and stuff. So tomorrow of the day I'm going to post this, it will be my birthday and stuff. I'm turning 27. It's crazy enough of I lived this long. It's insane enough of we're just keep aging every year and stuff, and time just flies fast. It's crazy and stuff. But my family came here to celebrate with me and stuff. We played cornhole, played trivia games, had cake and ice cream and stuff. That. I got a Harry Potter Lego set. It's basically like a calendar in a way, if you see that. So that's pretty cool. Again, you notice I'm a big Harry Potter fan. And basically, I have to wait for December in a way to do each one and stuff. So I'll keep posts on that to my sister because she is the one gave me the gift. Same thing with my brother-in-law and stuff. And then my other sister also gave me a gift card to Chipotle because Chipotle is my life. Fun deal enough it. Tomorrow I'm going to do ping pong with my dad. I'm gonna go to get some buffalo chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. I gotta get it. It's like my favorite and stuff. Get some fire pie as well for dinner and stuff. We had like Mexican food, Mexican bar today and stuff. Got some Cold Red Mountain Dew. I'm living life, bro. So I'm just, I'm trying to just enjoy it and stuff. And if you want to comment happy birthday to me, that would be great. You guys, showing enough of, I want to make you guys a lot better of enough to just watching these videos because, it's so weird to talk about this at this time because like I want to do this with you guys And I know I've been struggling a little bit and stuff, but you gotta understand enough of, you gotta just take time, time after time, uh, to just get everything done and stuff, I'm doing my best every time, and, trying to explore and also giving my opinions to you guys about these movies I really enjoyed, and having fun with it and stuff. These are the typical things our big people like and stuff, and this is why I talk these about these movies and stuff, and just cool moments in these movies. So and there's more to it and stuff. Like, I want to be done with Pixar at the time, and there are just so many of them and stuff, and I don't know when it ends, but you know what, I'm with it. I just gotta just keep going with it and stuff. So that's pretty much of that. Hope you like this video. Hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching. And I cannot believe I'm turning 27. Literally the day you're gonna watch this, on Monday.